Hello everybody and welcome back to Action Jack Media and welcome back to the Monster Hunter Ben 10 crossover series that I'm doing. I got a special episode for you for Halloween. Happy Halloween everybody. This should be going up on Halloween as long as everything goes to plan. But yeah, I wanted to do the Halloween trio, obviously, for this episode, so you kind of know what to expect. But I hope you enjoy this episode regardless. I have some pretty fun concepts and ideas for this one, and I think this is a pretty solid episode in general. So sit back, relax, enjoy it, and let's get on with the show. Lobo Nocto are pseudo-wyverns similar to Tigrex and Nargacuga. They live in temperate or cold environments, and are expert hunters in said environments. Only coming out at night, the Lobo Nocto hunt and live in packs. However, hunting more than one at a time can be very dangerous for novice hunters. The strategy most Lobo Nocto packs employ is flanking and surrounding their prey, and opening up their unique quad-hinged jaws to release their sonic howls. These howls are loud enough and powerful enough to ripple the air around their mouths, creating flashes of light, stunning and incapacitating their prey with their deafening, booming voices. Some scholars claim that Lobo Nocto become more powerful on a blood or full moon, but this behavior has yet to be observed and studied extensively enough to come to a conclusion on this hypothesis. So our first alien turned monster for today is Ben Wolf, or Blitzwolfer if you watch Omniverse. I like this one a lot, and I felt like the body frame for it worked pretty well for a lot of different monster skeletons in Monster Hunter. But I wanted to go a little bit unique and make him a pseudo-wyvern because we don't have any dog-like pseudo-wyverns. All the pseudo-wyverns are based on cats. Obviously with Tigrex and Perioth, those are obviously both based on cats, but then Tigrex is kind of based on a tiger, so, you know, whatever. So I wanted to give us a wolf-like pseudo-wyvern. My initial thought was to make him on the fanged wyvern body and make him kind of like a Zinogre type, but we already have Zinogre, wolf, you know, whatever. The most, obviously, unique thing about this is just how well it fits in the Monster Hunter style in general. It's just very animal-like to begin with, so I really didn't have to do a whole lot of tweaking to the design. I just made Ben Wolf hunched over and made him have some wings, you know? It just kind of worked and melded together well. And I like the look that I went with for the split jaw and stuff, so I hope you enjoy it as well. Sep Kuthala, fanged beasts with long, vine-wrapped limbs living deep in the flooded forest, and often seen climbing the ancient pyramid ruins that reside there. These monsters have been seen wrapping themselves in mud-soaked vines to stay cool, as their thick fur retains a lot of heat. Scholars all agree that this monster is very intelligent, but just how intelligent has yet to be seen. Sep Kuthala are extremely territorial of their food stashes and will attack anything that comes near them. The Sep Kuthala survive solely on Corotus berries from the Inetter tree, which happen to grow on the same vines that they wrap themselves in, creating a symbiotic relationship between the monster and the environment. Corotus berries are very poisonous and hallucinogenic to any other monsters except for the Sep Kuthala. If you fight one of these shortly after its meal, you could become poisoned by its bite. Sep Kuthala also use these vines as weapons similar to whips or slings, throwing globs of mud or poisonous berries at their enemies. So I really liked the concept for this one a lot. I came up with it a while back, way before making this video, but I thought that the only way to make Ben Mummy or Snarrow as a monster would be to make them a fanged beast, make them an ape that wraps themselves in vines. And then again, you can use those vines as weapons. I imagine that it is a mud monster that lives in the swamps and stuff and tries to stay cool. Similar but opposite to the monkeys that bathe in the hot springs to stay warm during the winter. These guys kind of do the opposite. They stay cool. Also, I tried to mix in the lore with corrodium so that it makes the fight a little bit more interesting, and it gives them poisonous mud and stuff as well. I really like the mandrill kind of look design. It gave it that pharaoh look that we are used to seeing, but in a much more natural way. I based the design a lot off of like baboons and mandrills and Bishaten with the throwing the fruit and stuff, so I think it would fit right in with Rise. And I even specifically put it in the flooded forest map because it has the big pyramid and pyramid and mummies and pharaohs and all that all kind of go together. It's not an Egyptian pyramid, but it fits the theme well enough that I think it works. Transallagra have gained a reputation over the years for being incredibly cunning and skilled creatures. These fanged wyverns are brutish and powerful in appearance, but their strategy in battle is much more impressive. Transallagra have a bizarre tendency to ingest magnets and foods with high iron contents. They filter these magnets and iron into the tips of their tails and the ridges on their back to create electromagnetic fields around their bodies. These fields can have different effects based on how they move their tails. Most commonly, the Transallagra will pull scraps of metal from their environment and stick it to their bodies to use as armor. They can also swirl these scraps around them to create weapons and shields. The Transallagra has even been known to yank hunters into the air by pulling on their weapons and armor. On top of that, their highly charged bodies give them control over the thunder element, creating lightning strikes that rival that of a Kirin. What is most dangerous about them, however, is their ability to lay traps for their prey or for hunters. They seem to take great joy in seeing foes launched into the air by hidden underground sheet metal pulled up at the right moment. However, through the hunting of these monsters, the guild has been able to make a particular weapon type easier to craft in this region. The magnet spike is now a standard issue weapon type recognized by the guild. Lastly, we have Ben Victor or Frankenstrike. This was also a very fun one to do. I actually got the idea from this from Drazen over in the Ink Tank Discord. He suggested making it a fanged wyvern, similar to Zenogre and things like that. And the idea of it pulling scrap metal from the environment and using that as armor and being this very intelligent creature that rivals the intelligence of even some elder dragons is an interesting concept that I like to play with for this one. It's also moveset wise probably going to borrow some things from Magnamala with the swirling of the tail and the moving things around the environment. This fight I think could be very interesting and maybe even a way to introduce a more dynamic type of play, something that you would have to avoid being caught up in the magnetic fields and launched into the air type of thing. Also, I wanted to use this guy as an excuse to add the magnet spike into this fake lore game that I'm kind of making. I watched a Rage Gaming video about the magnet spike recently and how, if it were added to Rise and all that stuff. I was like, oh, this is kind of a cool weapon. I know it would be kind of weird and slightly overpowered and underpowered based on what you could do with it, but I think it is an interesting weapon in general, and if they tweaked some of the effects of it, I think creating a new type of magnet spike based around the ability that this guy will give it could be an interesting concept. So I'd love to see a magnetic type added to the game, and magnetic monsters and magnetic weapons, because magnets are cool, and I don't think anybody would deny that. So, that is all the monsters we have for this episode. I hope you enjoy it. We are rounding third on the classic Ben 10 aliens to be turned into monsters, and I wanna do them all, at least from the classic series. We don't have that many left to do, so eventually I want to have a whole playlist of like all the Ben 10 aliens turned into monsters, and that'll be a fun series to have put a cap on. And who knows, maybe we'll make some posters or something about it. I'll figure that out. Otherwise, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, rewatch this video 100 times to give me the watch hours so that we can get this channel monetized. Let's go check out my Twitter and my Instagram. My Twitter is ActionJackMedia and my Instagram is ActionJackCustoms. On Instagram, I've been posting a lot of action figure stuff like I used to way back in the day on this channel. So if you're a veteran from the channel, go check out my Instagram. It's good stuff. If you like action figures, if you like toys and all that, good stuff there. I've made some Ben 10 custom figures if you're interested. I think that's all I have to say for today, though, so have a happy Halloween, and I will see you next time. Peace.